Over the decades, London has boasted some quite famous taxi drivers. One of them was called Mason McQueen. He did a really interesting series on BBC One about what it was like to be a taxi driver in a different country. It was called The Toughest Place to be a Taxi Driver. It was really insightful and well worth a watch.
I've got you under my skin.
Then of course there's my friend and yours, Aidan Kent, London's famous singing cabbie. Aidan's performed on stage, on TV, he even performs in his cab for the public. He's great entertainment, so definitely check him out.
I've got you deep in the heart of me.
And then moving into the 21st century, we have Tom Huntley, or Tom the Taxi Driver. He's got a fabulously successful YouTube channel where he documents and details every aspect of what it's like to be a taxi driver in today's London. However, the taxi driver I'm going to put into the Cabbies Hall of Fame.
I've got you under my skin.
No, Aidan, it's not you, I'm sorry. The taxi driver I'm going to put...
Under my skin.
No, Aidan. I'm sorry, not this time. The taxi driver I'm going to put in the Cabbies Hall of Fame is a driver by the name of Fred Houseco. Fred shot to fame in 1980 when he won one of the world's most prestigious quiz shows. It was on the BBC and it was called Mastermind. Mastermind was and is a British television quiz show for the BBC. Its creator was called Bill Wright. Now, he drew inspiration from his experiences after being interrogated by the Gestapo during World War II. The show features an intimidating setting set around a black chair with funnel lighting and challenging questions. Contestants would face 2 rounds, one on a specialised subject of the contestant's choice, the other a general knowledge round. Mastermind had a very famous presenter called Magnus Magnusson. He coined the famous catchphrase, "I've started, so I'll finish." The show also had some chilling theme music titled Approaching Minute. Fred Houseco was born in 1944 in Scotland. He went to comprehensive school but left with only 1 O-level. It was in the British Constitution. In 1980, Fred's wife, without him knowing, entered him into Mastermind. By then he'd been driving a cab for 8 years and was also a London tour guide. I think it's definitely worth noting now that TV back in the 1980s was very different from what it is now. Just 3 terrestrial channels, BBC One, BBC Two, ITV. So when Fred won the final of Mastermind, it was watched by 18 million people. By the time the final had come around, Fred had decided that the Tower of London would be his specialist subject.
Your name, please?
Fred Houseco.
Occupation?
Licensed taxi driver.
What is your chosen subject this time?
Tower of London.
The Tower of London it was. Well, Fred, being a tour guide, was all over this. Magnus Magnusson started firing the questions at him, and Fred was up to it, answering correct answer after correct answer after correct answer. He was off like a rocket, and there was absolutely no stopping Fred. He was in his element. He just made a tiny little slip up near the end. Apart from that, it was perfect.
In June 1381, which future sovereign narrowly escaped summary execution by a mob?
Richard II.
Would you like me to finish? By a mob which burst into the tower?
Beg your pardon, Richard II.
No, it was Henry IV. So, at the end of that round, Mr. Houseco, you have scored 18 points.
Now, 18 correct answers was a very good score in the first round. For the general knowledge round, it was slightly different. Fred stumbled a bit at the start, but it didn't matter because he'd bagged so many points in the first round. That was enough to get him over the line.
Mastermind 1980 on 33 points is London cabbie Fred Houseco.
By winning Mastermind, Fred had captured the public's imagination. I mean, who would have thought it? A London taxi driver winning the most prestigious quiz show in the world. That's normally left up to the likes of lawyers, civil servants, librarians, scientists. I even remember going into school the following day and everyone was talking about it. Even the teachers. God, did you see that taxi driver win Mastermind last night? Couldn't believe it. Magnus Magnusson, the host of the show, said there will be rejoicing in the taxi ranks tonight when he won. There was, but the cabbies always remembered the ones he got wrong, and that's what they teased him about. Fred's media career instantly took off. He presented a TV series called History on Your Doorstep, also making appearances in the British comedy game show Blankety Blank, and then went on to the 6 o'clock show with people like Janet Street Porter and Michael Aspel. He took part in loads of radio shows. He was on Radio 4 for a while with Richard Baker, hosted a history programme on Radio London for about 3 years, then worked at LBC radio station. Till this day, Fred has said he's really proud about the great things he's done for the cab trade in London. But do you know what? I think he's done way more than just put the cab trade in London on the map. By winning Mastermind on that Sunday in November in 1980, Fred became a working class hero. I remember watching that episode in November in 1980, and I think along with myself and many millions of other people, we all suddenly realised that it didn't matter where you came from, how you spoke, what school you went to, what you looked like. As long as you put your mind to something, there's nothing in this life that you can't achieve. Thanks for watching Secrets of London with me, Mark Monroe. Leave any comments down below. If you enjoyed the episode, why not subscribe? And until next time, stay tuned.